What is your expense freedom day every month, or what I call your profit day? Hi, this is Mark from Mark Sales again. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and Etsy. So a disclaimer right up front on this video, I'm not a tax accountant, I'm not a CPA. Any tax information you should get from a licensed CPA. And all the numbers in this video are fake to protect the innocent. So what this video is about is, I was thinking one day, it came up I think a couple years ago in April or something like that, where it's called Tax Freedom Day. It's the date every year that, and it's usually mid-April or so, where on that day you've made enough money at your job to pay all your taxes. So the official definition of Tax Freedom Day is this. Tax Freedom Day is the first day each year that Americans work for themselves. The exact date varies by person, state, and tax year, but it is usually in early or mid-April. Every dollar earned before that pays for federal, state, and municipal government services. It gives you a way to visualize your tax burden. So basically in my head was, okay, I've made enough money to pay the government on this date. How can I use that in my business? So I was thinking, I rephrased the definition of Expense Freedom Day to Expense Freedom Day, or as I call it, my profit day, to this. Expense Freedom Day, profit day, is the first day of the month that you as a reseller work for yourself. The exact date varies by person and your fixed expenses. Every dollar before profit day pays for your fixed expenses. It gives you a different way to look at your expense every month. Now hang on, this should make sense to you, everybody, in a couple minutes here in the video. So it's a lot of information. So you got your tax day, I rephrase it to expense day. So basically, I like to see what day of the month that I paid my bills for the month. So the beginning of every month, I put my bills into my spreadsheet and I run it against my profit, and you'll see that in a minute. So is it the first of the month, the third of the month, the fifth of the month, the 15th of the month, or whatever? Once all these are paid, then I say I'm in profit. So it's like buying 100 items and you sell 50 of them, and now the rest are profit, if you want to think of it that way in the reseller terms. So now let's get into the meat of this and the little spreadsheet that I put together, just to give you an example of how I did it. And remember, these numbers are all made up. So what do I mean by fixed expenses? A fixed expense is an expense you know about that normally reoccurs every month or yearly on a certain month. Does not include final value fees, cost of goods sold, and stuff. As you accumulate those costs, as you sell an item, you'll see where that comes in. Confused? Well, let's walk through an example of how I do it, and it should make more sense to you. Now hang with me on this. So first, what you need to do is, first you need to list out all your fixed expenses for the year. So as you see here, I have my eBay premium store, that's $59.95 every month. I have a software subscription, it's $29 across every month. Now in the next line is another software subscription, $75, only hits every January. Then I have my storage unit, $109, $150 a month every month. Bank charges, $20 every month. A newsletter service that I use, $100 every month. So at the bottom there, you'll see that in January, I owe $433.95 before I make any profit. Those are my fixed expenses that I know about, that I've agreed to pay every month. Now they change month to month. There's other things, there's insurance and stuff in there. This is just an example. And remember, the numbers aren't real, they're just put there. Now the eBay store number is real, $59.95. So that's basically what a fixed expense is. The second is the current income and operating expenses. You'll see it in this example here. This does include the final value fees from eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, or whatever, the shipping charges and cost of goods sold. So in this little piece here, you got your sales, what you charge for shipping, and the total income. So that's your sales, that's your total gross sales. Then you got your cost of goods sold, your what you paid actually for shipping, because we always get a discount with eBay or Pirate Ship, your listing fees, your final value fees, and then your $433.95 from your fixed expenses. That's all on the income thing. So that leaves you a profit and loss of $379.35. So now let's put it all together. Top part is your income. The bottom part is your fixed expenses. Now your other operating expenses are under expenses there. Stay with me, it'll make sense. So let's say on day one, after you get this little calculation, you can do it on paper or you can do it on a spreadsheet. And at the end here, I show you how to set that spreadsheet up a little bit. It's a little, show you where the numbers come from. So on day one, you sell $130 worth of goods. So you're not in profit yet. So on day one, you still owe $379.35. Day two, you're up to $460 in total income sales. You have some cost of goods, some shipping charges, and some final value fees, but you're still not in profit. You still are at $240.75 not in profit in the whole. Now let's jump ahead into the future. Let's jump ahead to day 5 of the month. Now you've sold $1,075 worth of goods. You have a cost of goods sold, you got your actual shipping costs, you got your final value fees, and you got your fixed expenses of $435.95. For your total expenses, you are now in profit as of day 5 because you have $17.50 in profit. So on day 5 of this month, you've made money. So you see how that all works is you put your fixed expenses in, you figured your fix, and as you sell items, you have those reoccurring final value fees and stuff, and you finally reach a point every month where you're making money So when I started looking at this, my profit day was on day 20 every month. I said, wow, I'm working half the month to pay my fixed expenses. I need to reduce some of this because I don't want to work half the month for paying expenses and work the other half. I want to try to get as much as possible. So I went through. And another thing caught my mind. I was watching a commercial on TV and it came up with an app, something for a phone, that said how to track how many subscriptions or whatever that a person has. And I said, do these people have that many subscriptions on their phone? So I went out and looked, and I had like 3 or 4 different subscriptions, and 2 of them I wasn't using for $9.99. So I was able to reduce that by $19-20 right there. I wasn't using those anymore. I forgot about them. They just get paid every month out of iCloud or whatever. So the first thing you do is how to use this in your business is reduce your expenses. As you can see in this example where I got the arrows, if you reduce your expenses, you get the profit day faster. So look at things that you're using. Can you renegotiate your rent at the storage unit? Are you paying too much for something? Some expense. Is it a need or a want? Are you in a point of your business where do you really need this or whatever? It's your business. You do what you need to do. The next thing is you sell more items. That's the top. You need more coming in to pay for the other stuff. So what can you do? Buy things that sell. Buy good things. Make better buys. Put stuff on sale. If you need cash flow coming in to get to that profit day, maybe you need to run a sale at the first of every month to generate some income to get to that profit day. The next one is reduce cost of goods sold. That means you don't pay as much as you have been for the items that you're selling. Always ask the question, is that the best? There's always the dance. You know, he says 100, you say 50, he says 75, you're okay. Well, what if you said 65 and you get $10? Gets you closer to profit day every month. So reduce what you're paying for things. Look for better deals. Spend a little bit more time researching. Buy in bigger lots. You know, so reduce shipping. There's a great company, Pirate Ship. I don't get any money for Pirate Ship, but once I Learned about that for international shipping and some of their cubic rates. It's a heck of a deal on some of their stuff. Instead of making $2 on a shipping thing, I ended up with $6 discount. So reduce your shipping cost. You look at different carriers when you're doing bigger things or heavier things. Use flat rate. I've seen that. I don't have a lot of the bigger stuff or the heavy stuff, so flat rate and the cubic stuff I haven't really got into too much. But I've noticed some people have saved amazing amount of dollars by learning other ways to ship. Lighter boxes. Instead of the heavier boxes that you can get from eBay, you might want to look at some lighter weight boxes to keep you under that priority, or keep you at 8 ounces and under, just for the box instead of cutting flaps off. So there's a lot of things you can do to get the profit day quicker than you are now. Make better buying decisions on the numbers. Look at your numbers. Don't think about what you're feeling is not what's happening. So in December, with all this post office stuff going on, I didn't run a lot of sales. I figured I'd, reduce the number of packages, make the same amount of money, I won't sell as much. It felt like I wasn't moving as much product as I had in the last 4 or 5 years during the holidays. But when I looked at the numbers, I actually made more money in sales and profit than I did the last 2 years. Yeah, I had a couple of refunds here and there. That's another story. But what I was feeling wasn't what's happening. So make better decisions on the numbers. Some months to get the profit day are going to be harder than others. Some months you'll have your insurance payment come in, this come in, that come in, or unexpected things happen. You'll have more refunds because of the post office. You have a larger bill drop in. So throw those out the window. You shouldn't have those every month, but don't work on the exceptions. And don't chase hills and valleys. People that go up and down with the reseller business, if you chase the hills and valleys, you're going to end up in the valley. Try to find that nice average place that you get the profit day every month. Are you getting the profit day on day 10, day 15, or somewhere in between there this 6 months? How do you get, is that a good place to be? That's 50%. Find the place that you want to be, and that's the average. And once you meet that profit day, you're good for the month. But if you've got a lot of expenses, a lot of loans and stuff to pay, it's going to be tougher. You're going to have to sell more, really, cut the nickel down on everything you do to get to that profit day. That's how I think with that. So here's a shot of the spreadsheet, and I try to put in words next to each line where I got the numbers. You can do this on paper, you can do it on a spreadsheet. Most people nowadays do things on spreadsheets, but just calculate it 1 month and see if it helps. I'm not saying anybody has to do this. Hopefully it gets you to a quicker profit every month. Makes you look at your business a little different. Maybe you can cut some items this year. The fluff off the end, there's always fluff. I look at it every month. Get you to a quicker profit day every month. I know there's a lot of information here. This is YouTube. You can stop, replay it, the whole works. So I tried to put examples up there for you. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to reply. If not, maybe some other viewers can answer. But this was just another way to look at your business, help you get to the profit day as soon as possible. If you want to be reminded in the future of any videos that we put up, go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell icon. You'll get a reminder. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it.